Hello, my name is Abdul Daya. This documentary is about how social media has affected teenagers' lives. Today we're going to be talking about the facts and stats about social media and how it's taken part in teenagers' lives. Let's get into it.
As we can see here, the most important statistic is that among older teenagers, 88% of 14 to 7-year-olds are social media users.
And did you know there are 1.5 billion users on Facebook and 75% of these are teenagers?
Per day, teens spend roughly 2 hours and 20 minutes online, and 1 hour and 50 minutes of that time is taken up on social networks.
Here's an interesting fact. 89% of social media users are from 13 to 18-year-olds.
Teens spend 79% of their online time on social networks, and in this time, they mostly do these particular activities.
Seventy-eight percent of teenagers have mobile phones. Most of these phones on the market have accessibility to social media.
20 years ago, this park would have been full. However, now times are different and social media has had an effect.
I've been here for 3 hours today to see how many teenagers will turn up. As you can see, not many teenagers have turned up here today. They don't even have time to do their own activities anymore.
The reason for the experiment was to see how many teenagers have time to do social activities after school, as I was here from 5 to 8 p.m.
So what do you do in this park?
I'm a groundsman, cut the grass.
Okay, how long have you been working here for?
About 5 years, I would say.
Alright, do you see many teenagers come here on a daily basis?
Nah, almost never, except for you two guys today.
Alright, do you think social media has an effect on this or something like that?
I believe so, must be.
Okay.
They just don't want to go out.
I picked 3 random school students and interviewed them about whether they use social media or not.
What about you? How old are you?
I'm 14.
What about you? Do your parents let you use social media?
No, because there's lots of cybercrimes.
Okay, can you go into details? Like, what do you see online?
I see pictures of inappropriate things.
Okay, thank you for your time. Okay, how old are you?
I'm 13 years old.
Do your parents let you use social media? Why? Why don't they let you?
It's because of the cyber.
Okay. How old are you?
I'm 13 years old.
Okay, do your parents let you use social media?
Yes.
Okay, has it affected you in a way?
Yeah, I'm getting more friends.
You getting more friends? How old are you?
I'm 14.
Do your parents let you use social media?
Yes.
Alright, has it affected you in a way? Do you use it more often?
Yeah. To talk to people.
How old are you?
I'm 13.
Do your parents let you use social media?
No.
How old are you?
14.
Do your parents let you use social media?
No.
How come they don't let you use it?
Because they think it's going to get in my way of education.
Thank you. How old are you?
I'm 13.
Do your parents let you use social media?
No, they don't let me use social media.
Why? Why don't they let you use it?
Because once I tried to sign up for Facebook, but my mum and dad didn't let me because they said I could be hacked and it could ruin my education.
Okay. In what way can it ruin your education?
Because people start getting the details and stuff and they can start bullying me and threatening me and stuff.
Okay, thank you.
I wanted to see how social media affects teenagers psychologically, so what better way was there than to interview a psychology teacher and see what his opinions were? Okay, what age range do you think social media affects the most?
Which age range?
Yeah.
Social media affects, I think, all age ranges, particularly I think the younger you get, the more vulnerable you become.
How do you think social media affects teenagers psychologically?
Well, I think if it's used appropriately, then the psychological benefits of social media are very positive. It can help you build friends, it can help you sort of organise social events, so it's really positive, yeah, confidence. But if it's used negatively, as a form of sort of bullying and harassment, then the psychological effects can be quite harmful. Probably more female, I would have thought, to sort of establish friends, probably more female.
Yeah. How do you think social media affects teenagers' spare time?
Well, one of the problems with all of this sort of communication is that it reduces the face-to-face contact that teenagers have. It reduces their what we call corporal skills, which are skills of sort of interaction between person and person. And I would worry that teenagers are now becoming less able to communicate socially and more electronically.
I do have children, yes.
Alright, do you let them use social media?
Yes.
Okay. What are the risks of letting them use social media, and think it has an effect on them?
Well, as far as they are well educated about the risk of using social media, like meeting a stranger and giving
Yeah.
our personal details
Yeah.
and pictures, as long as they are aware they're not allowed to do that and they're reasonable, yes, they can use social media.
I have decided to meet up with a social media addict to see how social media has affected him and his spare time.
Do I use social media? Yes, I use it quite a lot.
So, how often do you use social media?
But daily,
Yeah.
I use social media quite a lot actually, like probably average around 10 hours, something like that,
Okay.
a day.
How does social media affect your lifestyle to someone who doesn't use it?
For me, social media is a way for me to connect to people around the world, all my friends and stuff, and that's just part of my life. But for someone else, I don't know. I can't really say it because I don't really see that side, to be honest. Do my friends use social media? Yeah, they do, but not as much as me. Oh, wait, that might be someone now. We can go carry on.
Okay. If someone took away your access to social media, how would you react?
Sorry?
If someone took away your access to social media, how would you react?
How I react from someone taking away my social media. I'll react quite badly actually, because for me, social media is like my life, and it's gonna be hard. It's like losing your phone and you not having that for a couple of years. It's like that, and I don't know. I think I'll go crazy, to be honest.
I think that potentially there's some really positive things to be drawn from it. If in their spare time they are using social media to build relationships with sort of like-minded people, with people who can potentially either offer them future work or work experience, then that's a great way to deal with it. It gives people much more opportunity to speak directly to people they would not otherwise necessarily come into contact with. Nowadays, you can just go onto Google, go onto Twitter, wherever it might be, and email or tweet directly to people who are doing the job, who might be able to offer you a job or certainly experience in a sector which otherwise you would not have access to. I think Twitter's about 50-50, but I think things like Pinterest and Tumblr are more dominated by girls. I don't really know the reason for that. Maybe it's the case that men still make contacts through sort of team sports, football, whatever it might be, going out, meeting up together in real life, rather than making these relationships online.